said that he was building a wall. Finally, the traveler went up to the third man and asked what he was doing. He said that he was building a cathedral. These bricklayers were all doing the exact same task. However, their attitudes were extremely different. The first bricklayer had a job, the second bricklayer had a career, and the third bricklayer had a calling. Following today, each of us will begin a new journey. We will all be doing different things, but it is my hope that the attitude with which we do those things is the same. In the story, the third man, the one who was fulfilling his calling, was truly happy. He knew that through his small actions, he was making a change in the world. Although laying bricks may not have been his dream job, he was able to envision the beautiful cathedral that he was helping to build. And so, fellow 2018 graduates, I leave you with one challenge. Live out your calling and live each and every day with purpose and passion. Thank you.
As far as I can see. I think I speak for all our middle school teachers when I say, looks like they all made it after all, huh? And as proud as I am of all of you, I lost so many bets. Good morning, ladies, gentlemen, Miss Thompson. And congratulations to all of you on doing just enough. And for those of you in the crowd, when I say just enough, I mean just enough to graduate. No, really, you all deserve it. Now, a lot of you don't know who I am, and that's fine. Hi, my name is Dario LOZANO. Follow me on Twitter. Before I began writing the speech, I was very nervous. And, you know, they told me the usual stuff like, hey, imagine the entire audience naked. And now it's just awkward because all the administrators are next to me. I was told a lot of things were going to happen when I entered high school. Like, I was going to grow hair and have a fun time. There's a few minutes left, so I'm waiting. I'd like to talk about our class for a bit. Our class isn't the greatest. All of you don't have to keep telling us, we know. But it isn't the worst. The class before us all got parking tickets and violations for their senior pranks. Yo, we were too lazy to even do a senior prank. We're all just like, yeah, it'll happen. The senior class will... Oh, we're the senior class. That's right, that's right. And the class after us, they're already messing up. You know, they spray painted... Wasn't supposed to say that. Wasn't supposed to say that. Hey, yeah. And we, as a class, do pretty good in sports. We've got soccer, and then we've got soccer, and soccer, track. No, not track, that says soccer, sorry. A lot of our class is Hispanic. I know, I wasn't supposed to say Trump is in office. We're supposed to keep it quiet. I know. It's hard, man. It's hard. Growing up first generation Mexican in the United States. Yeah. For those of you who don't know, Mexican dads especially are super hard on their kids. My dad called me estúpido so much growing up, I thought it was my middle name. But our parents did a lot to get here. Every single person sitting in this arena, your parents went through blood, sweat, and tears to buy you a $200 cap and gown. High school has taught me a lot, like how to apply for loans, what steps I need to take in order to improve my character, how to do my taxes, how to make a grilled cheese sandwich, www. Oh, no, that's my Google search history. What high school has taught me: if you're gonna be 5 minutes late, you might as well make it an hour and grab food on the way. Sleep is for the weak, and we are all very weak. Never give Ryan Haskell the aux cord. Give Mr. Maple the aux cord. And the mitochondria is the trap house of the cell. With the amount of friends and teachers I'll miss, like my amazing music teachers, LINDAMOOD, Maxwell, and Mr. KNEDLER, the funny duo that is Mr. Hansen and Miss Looters, the for some reason semi-famous Miguel Baca, the ginger we all know and love that is Bryce Harmon. It will be easier to tell you what I won't miss. The change machine in the cafeteria that never works. That doesn't make any sense. Sense, like, forget it. Freshman drivers, loud freshmen at 6 in the morning, school at 6 in the morning, just freshmen, we're not gonna miss them. I was recently asked in my forensics class who my female and male role models were. It made me think for a while, and after learning that Cardi B and Post Malone were not valid answers, I said my parents. Biggest inspiration are my parents. This is a true story. When I was in the 8th grade, my dad picked me up from school. And for some reason, I was very emotional, as preteens would be. And I just looked up to him and I said, hey, except it was more of a, hey. I had seen this man get up before the sun rose and not come home until after it set. I had seen him leave his life in Mexico so that I could be here standing on this stage. I had seen him do so much for our family that when I looked up, I said, hey, I want to be just like you when I grow up. My father looked down to me and he said, no. Yo quiero que seas mejor, que aproveches las oportunidades que yo no tuve cuando yo era tu edad. For those of you who don't speak Spanish, learn. No, it means he wanted me to thrive in this country, to have the opportunities he never had when he was my age, to be able to stand on a speech and give a bad graduation speech. So, with the same mindset, I went home to my mom and I told her the exact same thing. I said, hey, Mom, I'm going to be so much better than you when I grow up. My mom smiled, she leaned down to me and she said, you are never going to be better than me, cabron. Because no matter how hard Hispanic dads are, Hispanic moms will always be 20 times harder, baby. I'll leave this class with some advice I learned over my final years in high school. You are your reason for being here. Whatever you want to be, whether it's a mechanic or an EMT or a famous actor, follow me on Twitter, you are in charge of your fate. You are in charge of your happiness. If you're not happy, change it. Change your surroundings, change your friends, change your major. Because at the very end of the day, no one else is in charge of your happiness but yourself. I know, deep, right? So surround yourself around those who support you and love you unconditionally. And although I joke about it, I know I was a part of one of the greatest classes that has ever had the privilege to walk this stage. The class I have seen grown since my kindergarten years. Whether they were Hispanic, whether they were black, whether they were white, whether they were Asian, I've seen them all grown into the finest citizens and people I have ever met, and not one president can tell me otherwise. It has been my dream since I've been in high school to give this speech to all of you. Needless to say, sometimes dreams do come true. Your dreams are there. Go out and get them, or something. And as famous political philosopher and manager at Dunder Mifflin, Michael Scott once said, I still have no idea what I'm doing. Congratulations, class of 2018, and thank you.
I'm going to apologize in advance because I didn't bring my glasses because I thought false eyelashes were more important than being able to see. So if I pause throughout my speech, that's why. All right, but good morning to everyone here today. So after 4 long and hard years, we finally made it to this day. And even though everyone has had their own joyful moments of high school, I think it's safe to say that the most of us are glad to be done. Because I know I am. I do remember my first week of high school, a little freshman ready to take on the crowded halls of Dodge High. I will say, as confident as I felt walking into class, I had no idea where my friends were in this giant maze, what activities I could participate in, or let alone who Steiner was. My first encounter with him was like everyone else's, except I had no clue what his duties as administrator were or who he was overall. So in first block, he'd call out names, and I thought he was greeting them, like welcoming them to Dodge City High School, saying like, hey, like how's it going, or how are you doing, how's your transition from like middle school to high school? And so when it was my turn to go, I confidently strode out the door, and I was ready for him to like welcome me and say, hey, what's up? And then I get hit with the, why were you tardy yesterday? So I don't even know I was actually late that day. I think Mr. Ray counted me absent or something because I know I was there because I sprinted to class every single day because I didn't think 6 minutes was enough to get to the next class. But I learned my lesson that the first tardy is always a warning. And so I'm very glad to be here. As Dario said, it was basically my dream to be able to speak at graduation. And the reason for that is immigration. And I'm not here to discuss political sides or views because there's many topics that we could go into, and it would just be an endless encounter. But besides the fact that my family came to the United States for a better quality of life, my mom came at the age that I am right now, and she immediately had to work. And she had many opportunities to succeed, and even after having 2 kids, she made sure that we got an education that shaped us into proper citizens, and we would accomplish more than whatever she did. At the age of 6, and when my brother was 4 years old, my mother was deported back to Mexico. And thanks to the amazing care that my family could provide for us, they took us in and cared for us as we flew their own. I became busy with sports, and kind of as a little child, you forget that your parents just aren't there. You're just focusing on other things, and I just really didn't notice her absence. And now that 12 years later, she still hasn't been here, I now realize that she's missed out on so many proms and track meets and award banquets, and that she doesn't get to see me standing here giving a speech that she may have not understood, but she knew it meant very much to me. I hoped for many years that she would be able to sit here and watch me walk and receive a diploma I have worked for endlessly, and then give me her blessing before I left for college. Part of me didn't want to acknowledge the fact that she wasn't going to be able to do any of that. I know the things that I have accomplished until today and from now on are for my success, and I know that she is just as proud 1,200 miles away as much as if she were here. I get a bit nostalgic every time during Mother's Day. Her birthday's just a few days before, and I have to accept the fact that maybe just a text message or a phone call is enough for me to wish her just well, and for her to know that I love her very much, and that everything I do is because just for her to be proud of me, and for my brothers to also look to me as an example that they can also follow, and even accomplish more than what I am today. It's been hard to go through these last days, wondering that after this I will be on my own, but I will remain strong these last days, and confident that the education I am pursuing will be my pathway to having a future that will be more than my mother accomplished. Lastly, I want to thank Diana and Hugo for giving me a home this year. They have given me relentless support throughout my senior year, and they have welcomed me into their home and cared for me so much. I want to thank especially my brother Christopher for the car rides that he has given me to work and just anywhere. I don't drive, by the way, which is really weird for an 18-year-old, but I'm here, just without a license. You have such a view of life that makes it seem so good, and that things will come to those who work for them. Thank you for the support. And to the rest of you, to my fellow classmates, whatever you do in the years to come, make sure that you are the best at it. Thank you.
Good morning, graduates, family, friends. My name is Christian Garcia, and thank you for the honor and consideration in electing me as a class historian of 2018, a year that will be forever in our remembrance. Once I found out I was a class historian, my main thought was trying to figure out a way to make this speech as memorable as the years we shared with all of you amazing people, which, believe it or not, is a really hard thing to do. But if we survive this Kansas weather of wind and rain in the morning, then 90-degree heat in the evening, then we could do this too. Now, kindergarten year. Yes, the year where we finally met someone outside our family and joined the first stage of society. Whether we were pumped for our first day of class or held onto our parents' leg and wouldn't let go for 20 minutes. It was the first step into where we are today. The days where recess was a thing and we met our first friends, whether it was by who can say, "I'm Batman," the deepest voice, I bet if you could just try it right now. Or it was who can sing the most of "Sugar We're Going Down" by Fall Out Boy. First and second grade came by fast, with many events just like Jump Rope for Heart, those cool scooter things we would race with during PE, and even the scholastic book fairs during conferences, looking at all the cool books that we said we would read and buy, but never did. First and second grade, or then third grade happened, and many of us became separated from the friends we made throughout the last 3 years. It was caused by the newest addition to the education system in Dodge City, Ross Elementary. With the year came the dizziness of multiplying, dividing, social studies, and the making of new friends, as well as saving the old ones. Fourth grade came along, and it was the first step in being put into the first classifications we would ever have. The bandies, the choir kids, and my personal favorite, the orchidorks. There we go. Fifth and sixth grade came along with what no kid in this day and age knows about, intermediate center. That special place where you either went to Sewell or Comanche and you were finally out of elementary school, but not yet in middle school. This is where we first learned what it was like to have more than one teacher for the whole day, with one doing math and science and the other doing reading and social studies. We had our final days of recess as well as our last days of freedom with the types of clothing we wore. Seventh grade finally showed up with a red or blue polo and khakis. We wore the same thing every week, and the only fashion statement able to be made was that stain that wouldn't come off your shirt even after washing it 8 times, i.e. me. Although the kids who went to the Sacred Heart had been used to the same fashion for a while, we finally got to participate in extracurricular activities such as Scholars Bowl, football, cross country, soccer, track, and even robotics. We found out what it was like to exercise for more than a required hour, as well as leaving the school when everyone else was already gone. We would hurry up and call our moms trying not to be the last ones there, as if thinking we would see a ghost or something. 8th grade zoomed by with alley dances, being given iPads, and even watching classics such as The Outsiders. Then after many years of meeting new people and wondering what was in store for us next, we found the final building we would enter before having our lives changed forever. We walked through these halls with our friends, wondering if we would survive, as well as pondering if the movies were true about freshmen being fresh meat. For many of us, myself included, we questioned how we fit into the scheme of things, thinking that it will take forever for us to be seniors. Oh, how wrong we were. Freshman year gave us many new things, such as our town rivalry with Garden, new coaches and teachers, and classes we never even heard of. Most of us were at the peak of cringy as we found ourselves beginning high school with some of the greatest memes. Sophomore year, we started to realize how we fit into this puzzle called life, whether it be by waking up at 4 in the morning for a bus ride to debate or forensics, or leaving school early to play sports. We understood that we were part of something bigger and that we had an impact on others. We had help from upperclassmen on how to get better in our extra activities or with our homework since they had to teacher the year before. We found what sports and clubs we were interested in and what we would stay committed to for all of high school. Junior year, we finally realized that we were close to the top and that we had to rise and get serious about our grades. We began looking at what we wanted to do with the rest of our lives. We started out the year with the 2016 elections, which gave us some of the most controversial people to vote for. Many of us were not able to vote, but we made sure that our voices were heard. We took the year by storm with helping out the lower classmen since we were finally part of the upper and sharing our final moments with those seniors. We started to see the fruit of the words of Robin Williams in Dead Poets Society, Carpe Diem, or to seize the day. And to the grand finale, senior year. We had stayed up late doing homework and having breaks consisting of Netflix and Starbucks. We reminisced and thought about where the time had gone, wondering if we spent it well or just wasted it. Most of us were thinking we had our greatest memories and some of our deepest regrets this year. Most of us are thinking of the people who should be sitting with us or sitting around us, smiling at our achievements. As we sit here today, we remember that they are not gone, they are with us, and will always be with us. Not just through our hearts, but in our history. As we look back at these days, we remember that we will not give up, we will not give in. We will keep our heads straight and we'll keep moving forward, not just for us, but for them. In Jeremiah 29:11, it says, "For I know the thoughts and plans for you, says the Lord, plans to prosper and not harm you, plans to give you a future and a hope." So we walk with confidence in knowing that after the darkest days darkest nights are the brightest of days. We will leave here today arm in arm, hand in hand, rejoicing of the journey that we finished and looking up for what is to come. As we look back at the high school, whether we enjoyed most of it or wanted to hurry up and go home and play Fortnite, we made it. So enjoy this moment. You've earned it. As I close the speech, I would like to end with a quote from The Perks of Being a Wallflower. I know there are people who say all these things don't happen, and there are people who forget what it's like to be 16 when they turn 17. I know these will all be stories, and someday our pictures will become old photographs, and we will all become someone's mom or dad. But right now, these moments aren't stories. This is happening. I am here, and I am looking at her, and she is so beautiful. I can see it. That one moment when you're not a sad story, you are alive, and you stand up and see the lights on the buildings and everything that makes you wonder when you're listening to that song on that drive with the people you love the most in this world. And in this moment, I swear, we are infinite. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Fred DIERKSEN, and I am your superintendent. What an honor it is for me to be here today to share some thoughts with my first graduating class at USD 443. But before I begin, I want to acknowledge and introduce those that have joined me on the stage, members of 443's Board of Education, and some of the district administration as well. As I call your name, please stand, remain standing until everyone's name is called, and then we'll share some applause at the end. Board President Lisa Killian, Board Vice President Tammy West, Board Members Ryan Osmus, Jamie Lewis Gonzalez, Jeff Hires, Pamela Preston, and Tracy Rankin. Also from the district administration team, we have Executive Director of Business William Hammond, Executive Director of Management Information Services, Ray Whiff, Executive Director of Human Resources, Ramona Nance, and I believe that's all that are here. Let's please take time to thank these people for their commitment to the students and staff of our district. Now, class of 2018. Take a minute and look around. This is all for you. You will remember this day for the rest of your life. Some part of it will be imprinted in your brain, and you will remember your graduation ceremony, and this is a special event. I understand that this is the largest class of eligible seniors to ever walk across the stage at 480 students. Congratulations. We are proud of you. Obviously, many family and friends are proud of you. And I want you to know on a personal note that I've been impressed with what I've seen as far as leadership, attitudes, and the way that you conduct yourselves at the many events, the many times I visited your school, and the many activities that I've seen you take part in this year. You know, we started the year with the theme, Who We Are. Ladies and gentlemen, this is who we are. We're representative of a diverse population that is more representative of the world that we are about to face than many, if not most, schools in the state of Kansas. I'm proud of who we are. I know that each of you are excited for this day, whether you're continuing your education, whether you're entering the workforce, or whether you're joining the military. I believe that you've received the education that you need to be provided a strong foundation. You can build a successful future. No doubt about it, this is a big step in your life. No doubt about it, tomorrow morning, the next big step occurs. What are you going to do with the rest of your life? You've had a great start. You've had the support you need to get to where you're at. Now you get to write the rest of your story. I wish you the best. Finally, 2 things from your superintendent. Number 1, know that you are loved by family, by friends, by teachers, by bus drivers, by cooks, by secretaries, by everybody that's been a part of your school system. You are loved. Don't ever forget that. Don't ever doubt it. Reach out if you have to, but you are loved. And do me a favor, thank somebody tonight in your household, whether it be a parent or a significant other or a neighbor that has helped you to get to this point. Tell them thank you. And finally, clean up your profiles. Change your wall page. Get rid of some of that stuff on the internet. You're no longer in high school, you're an adult now. Congratulations, I wish you the best.
Seniors, I would ask that you please prepare to receive your diplomas. So the first row, if you would please rise and make your way. Okay, guys, I forgot to share. If there is anybody you want to give a diploma.
Wait till they get to the top. Michael, wait till they get to the top.
Saro Abdakahir Abdullahi. Mauricio Acevedo Bermudez. Yasmin Alexandra Adame Solis. Mario Alberto Aguiar. Caleb Alejandro Aguilar. Isabel Leticia Aguilar. Andrea Aguilera James. Ashley Aguilera James. Diego Awalip de la Cruz. Rhiannon Alberry. Jose Guadalupe Aldalve. Angeli Maria Alfonso. Musab Ali. Mariana Itzel Amores Martinez. Hector Samuel Almendarez Cuadra. Marisol Alvarado Hernandez. Cesar Alvarado Martinez. Hugo Mauricio Alvarado Valadez. Cesar Alvarez. Trinidad Averido Alvarez. Yadin Alexander Amador. Christian Artemio Armaro. Perla Salina Ambris. Cindy Jacqueline Andrade Zamora. Sergio Anguiano. Leticia Martinez. Eric Antonio Perez. Viridiana Arias. Roxana Arjon. Glinda Arivel Arredondo Galavez. Jonathan Mitchell Austin. Yamilet Avila. Miguel Baca. Alfredo Bahena. Brock Bailey. Maria Elizabeth Banuelos. Robin Renee Barrasso. Monica Elena Beltran. Andres Blanco. Derek Stephen Blansett. Lizeth Barunda. Marco Antonio Botello Piedra. Liberty Rayanne Brayman. Esteban Pedro Bravo. Brianna Buller. Joanna Burgos Torres. Emily Burkhart. Michaela May Burton. Henry Soto Cabrera. Anthony Calderon. Oyuki Lee Camacho. Nathan James Carmona. Alonzo Ivan Carranza Carlos. Jose Alfredo Carrera. Miguel Angel Carrera Navarrete. Leonel Carrillo Millan. Daniela Carrillo Morales. Omar Estrada. Bonnie Lizeth Castillo Huizar. Naylet Castillo Mendoza. Jasmine Castillo. Tyler J. Castillo. Rafael Castillo Beltran. Francisco Javier Caltano. Miguel Angel Cerrón Castañón. Maria Chacon. Nadawat Shansoksurashod. Leonardo Chavez Ortijosa. Angela Chavez Quintana. Stephen Chavez. Crystal Alexia Chavira. Ignacio Ciarrelo. Sitlali Kobian Lepe. Daniel Alonzo Coca. Quentin James Coghill. Kylie Shea Collins. Janelle Elizabeth Correa. Jose de Jesus Corrales. Oscar Corrales Marquez. Yohali Cortez. Jonathan Benjamin Cox. Savannah Ray Cox. Waden Ross Cox. Rudy Javier Menjivar Cruz. Alberto Cruz Sanchez. Jose Angel Cueto. Madeline Kathleen Davis. Janeth de la Cruz. Jorge Ruben de la Cruz Martinez. Miguel Alejandro de la Cruz Reyes. Pedro Andres de la Rosa Susastegui. Destiny Carissa de la Torre. Jonathan de la Torre. Amparo Jacqueline de Luna. Sebastian de Luna. Eddie Israel de Riel Flores. Valeria de Riel Montoya. Eddie del Toro. Hermio Tejada Diaz. Mason Storm Dickens. Jose Manuel Diego Reyes. Kai Min Do. Jennifer Dominguez Reyes. Joshua Miguel Don Juan. Tien Tic Tui Yong. Felicia Duque. Rebecca Edgar. Yasmin Enriquez Fuentes. Jaime Alejandro Estevanay Moran. Taryn Lene Fagan. Daniel Aaron Falcon Loya. Colton John Farah. Carlos Enriquez Fernandez de Castro Yescas. Abraham Fernandez Lopez. Metzli Fernandez Lopez. Benny Figueroa Sanchez. Taylor Marie Fleener. Margaret Olivia Fleetus. Coralie Flores Fuentes. Sydney Brooke Foster. Michaela Rashay Freilich. Alexa Francis. Alexandra Denise Fuentes. Damaris Araceli Funes Herrera. Hannah Christine Gable. Mahaley Cheyenne Gant. Adriana Garcia. Christian Richard Garcia. Esteban Antonio Garcia. Jesse Garcia Carmona. Abraham Garcia Rivera. Maria Garcia Serrano. Leulette Garcia Velasquez. Gilberto Garcia Jr. Hugo Garcia. Jesus Fernando Garcia. Jonathan Gregorio Garcia Gonzalez. Santiago Arturo Garcia. Hector Garcia Torres. Luke Michael Gleason. Daniel Gogan. Juan Manuel Gomez Gutierrez. Elizabeth Gomez Reyes. Brenda Gomez. Chastity Marie Gonzalez. Octavio Gonzalez. Aaron Paul Gonzalez. Jennifer Gonzalez. Rafael Gonzalez. Jorge Gonzalez Cortez. Ernesto Gonzalez Mejia. Miguel Gonzalez Robles. Jaden Grady. Javier Guerra Solazano. Manuel Antonio Ramirez Gutierrez. Jonathan Guerrero Vasquez. Alicia Guevara. Carlos Guevara. Vanessa Yvette Guevara. David Garolo Ruiz. Adrian Giovanni Gutierrez Medina. Efren Yvonne Guzman. Joshua Paul Habiger. Nicole Ashley Hall. Deja Maria Hall Gonzalez. Elena Nicole Haney. Nicholas Lee Harlan. Bryce Levi Harmon. Ryan Daniel Haskell. Hunter J. Heath. Sebastian Hecht. Cassandra Enriquez. Julio Alberto Hernandez Hernandez. Alejandro Saúl Hernandez Llamas. Luis Gustavo Hernandez Morales. Marlene Hernandez Trejo. Michelle Hernandez Utria. Alexander Antonio Hernandez. Ashley Esmeralda Hernandez. Eduardo Hernandez. Eric Isaiah Hernandez. Fatima Tatiana Hernandez. Sergio Ulysses Hernandez. Sheila Hernandez. Sofia Noeli Hernandez. Yesenia Guadalupe Hernandez. Adolfo Angel Herrera. Jesus Jose Herrera Rivera. Angelica Jean Heilman. Austin Wayne Haluska. Davian Devontae Hunter. Luz Areli Ibanez. Brian Ibanez Rivas. Alfredo Jonathan Ibanez Torres. Natalie Rome Ibanez. Jalen Alexander Ibarra. Karina Jimenez. Gabriela Jimenez Urina. Cesar Jose Pablo. Johnny Fabian Juarez Ramirez. Mary Juarez Ramos. Aspen Victoria Lynn Keck. Gage Keller. Leora Chanel Kennedy. Justin Samuel Corby. Fabian Landeros. Jason Limus. Alexis Leos Flores. Krista Licon. Dennis Alexander Lenares. Jasmine Rhea Lira. Logan Ryan Licks. Yesenia Lopez Armenta. Luzveri Lopez Gonzalez. Edwin Lopez Oran. Yemi Lopez Romo. Valeria Jailene Lopez Torres. Isaac Daniel Lopez. Jalen Lopez. Carla Patricia Lopez. Lizeth Anime Lopez. Cameron Dawn Lowry. Cheyenne Christine Lozano. Dario Eduardo Lozano. David Alejandro Lozano. Luis Lozano Martinez. Arturo Lozano Piñón. Amy Luna. Luis Mauro Luna Hernandez. Juliana Marie Macias. Ambry Calista Mariaga. Alondra Jeanette Magana. Alvaro Mauricio Magana. Andrew Marin Alba. Socorro Nayeli Marino. Jose Marino. Carlos Marquez. Jesus Marquez Marino. Diego Marquina Mendez. Daniel Antonio Martinez. Daniela Lorena Martinez. Felix Rachel Martinez. Ivan Isaiah Martinez. Salvatore Octavio Martinez Goldworm. Denise Martinez Montes. Cynthia Martinez Samaniego. Mario Martinez. Servando Manuel Martinez. Alexis Medina. Jacqueline Medrano Jaime. Saul Medrano Ortiz. Brianna Vianney Medrano. Eugenia Mejia. Leslie Esmeralda Mejia Rodriguez. Kenya Jacqueline Melendez. Ruth Mendez Castillo. Pedro Alcontar Mendez. Risa Mendoza. Brittany Mendoza. Arlene Menendez. Benjamin Christopher Meyer. Adriana Bueno. Rogelio Meza Garcia. Natalie Morales. Laura Morales. Miguel Aldier Molina Ritana. Ismael Molinas Iglesias. Kinalis Montalavo Ruiz. Marcos Gillian Montoya. Preston Shane Moon. Weston Lane Moon. Chesney Danielle Moore. Zachary Brian Moore. Jorge Joel Morales. Mirka Adriana Morales. Anahi Morales Andrade. Danielle Nassas. Larissa Brianna Nava. Brianna Michelle Wynn. Ty Wynn. Tyrese Lamont Nichols. Amber Marie Niles. Misael Ochoa Marufo. Ishmael Ochoa. Jasmine Ochoa. Angie Annette Ojeda. Ricardo Ramirez Oliveras. Jessica Marie Oliveras. Alexis Paige Ontiveros. Henry Ordonez Huerca. Domingo Ordonez Ralios. Jose Ortega. Alondra Ortega. Luis Ortiz Aguilera. Yadira Ortiz Herrera. Amy Ortiz Loya. Cesar Ortiz. Jorge Abraham Ortiz. Cassandra Maria Osorio. Canyon Allen Owens. Diana Emilia Pena. Rodolfo Pena. Amory Angelina Perez. Fatima Perez. Tia Self Perez. Rosabel Perez Bueno. Denise Cristina Perez Gonzalez. Stephanie Perez. Jose Perez Pantoja. Julio Perez Pantoja. Luis Antonio Perez Rodriguez. Laura Perez Tapia. Sandra Penksy. Cesar Daniel Pinuelos Lerma. Rocio Portel. Cassidy Portner. Nicole Posada. Crystal Putnam. Anthony Roberto Quisada. Lisbeth Andrea Quiros Romero. Thomas Quicksand Juarez. Jeremy Christopher Ragland. Cecilia Ramirez. Esmeralda Ramirez. Christian Sebastian Ramirez. Karina Guadalupe Ramos. Michael Rangel. Roberto Real. Simone Danielle Regner. Jocelyn Nicole Remigio. Alexa Sandra Reyes. Isabel Reyes. Mariah Jacqueline Reyes. Rafael Ishmael Reyes. Amelia Richter. Diana Rico. Omar Rico. Adriana Isabel Rico Calderon. Yasmin Rico Esquivel. Caden Joseph Rickenberg. Nicholas Rincon. Peyton Don Rincon. Maria Rafaela Rivas. Daniel Rivas Quizada. Lexton Rivera. Oscar Rivera. Dariana Rivera. Maria Ana Robles de la Torre. Mitzi Andrea Robles Millan. Sabrina Bernice Robles Morales. Alexa Guadalupe Rocha Valenzuela. Alexia Rodriguez. Dwayne Matthew Rodriguez. Alexa Rodriguez. Giancarlo Rodriguez. Noemi Rodriguez. Priscilla Rodriguez. Roman Nick Rodriguez. Eduardo Rodriguez. Alejandro Rojas. Crystal Rojas. Marcos Rojas. Ronaldo Rojas. Adamarie Rojas Rojas. Ashley Guadalupe Romero Izguierri. Omar Romero Ramirez. Gustavo Romo Esparza. Karime Romo. Grace Mahela Ruli. Marissa Ruiz Dieres. Oh, sorry, Maricela Ruiz Dieres. Juan Antonio Ruiz Lopez. Kevin Pat Runjicon Visit. Alonso Rutiega. Andy Salazar. Victor Hugo Saldana Santana. Alondra Abigail Sanchez. Brianna Rubit Sanchez. Golaya Accuse Sanchez. Ivan Sanchez. Jacqueline Sanchez. Shahira Sanchez. Stephanie Sanchez. Hardine Sanchez. Fabian Sandoval. Alexandra Sandoval Gonzalez. Araceli Isabel San Juan. Karina San Juan. Josine Gerardo Santiago Arce. Luz Marest Santine Granados. Jessica Santavanez Noriego. Dakota Deshane Shellhammer. Thomas Allen Self. Joao Pedro Antonio Cerasquiero. Zoe Shaw. Luis Eduardo Silva Briones. Joshua Ray Silva. Danisha Renee Smith. Sierra Lachey Smith. Cisco Soto. Miranda Alicia Soto. Nancy Soto. Taylor McKinsey Starnes. Hope Ann Saitler. Leah Colleen Stein. Madison Kylin Steinmetz. Jesus Tapia Lopez. Jackie Tarango. Luis Angel Teletor. Ariana Temlador. Vanessa Turan. Josiah David Thomas. Owen Zephyr Tinney. Clinton Jose Khalil. Gisela Tanche. Frank Torres III. Laura Elizabeth Torres. Lourdes Y. Tovar. Luis Antonio Tovar Carmona. Aiden Leon Trent. Erica Tretto. Karina Lynn Tretto. Adan Treviso. Ramael Trujillo Puentes. Shaylin Kelly Turner. Sierra Nicole Valadez. Gregorio Valdez Acosta. Carlos Manuel Valencia. Daniel Gustavo Vargas. Jose Angel Vargas. Oceana Unique Vargas. Jessica Lisbeth Vargas Sandoval. Carla Jaylene Vasquez. Augustine Angel Vega. Jessica Natalia Velasquez. Edwin Velez. Christy Venegas. Elizar Ventura. Alejandro Vidania Perez. Jasmine Villatoro Becerra. William Keaton Wallace. Cameron Walters. Leah Vekele. Cassandra Dean Wells. Dawson Riley Williams. Marissa Ruby Wisser. Madeline Wright. Cameron Daly Youngers. Luis Zavala. Zoe Lee Zimmerman.
Honor escorts, would you please come forward? Graduates, would you please stand? I would ask that you please move your tassel. It is my honor and privilege to introduce to you the graduating class of Dodge City High School for 2018.